15 minutes of truth. Let's get into the mix. Welcome back to the Daily Mix, y'all. I'm your host, Omari Jahi. Hey, take a look around you today. We live in an era where most anything we want is just a click, a swipe, or a voice command away. We have food delivered to our doors, endless entertainment in our pockets, and cars that practically drive themselves. We are surrounded by convenience, man, but there's a dangerous side to all of this comfort. As we focus on personal transformation, as we do, that's what we do on this show. And the underlying truth of how we live, we have to ask a hard question. Have we been blinded and handicapped by our luxuries? When the struggle is removed, the muscle memory of resilience starts to decay. We get so comfortable with the padded seats that we forget how to stand on our own 2 feet. We lose our vision, our hunger, and our connection to the fight and the foundational truth of life, But today, we're talking about the comfort trap. It's time we wake up, excuse me, and see what our luxuries are taking from us. Let's get into the mix. Now, what is this comfort trap? Having luxuries is designed to remove friction from our lives. While friction is uncomfortable, it is also the very thing that creates a spark. When you remove all the friction, you lose the fire. Now, let's be clear about the difference between friction and stress, because there's a big difference. A lot of people think when you're talking about friction and you're talking about stress, it's the same thing, but it's not. Friction is intentional, productive resilience. I'm going to say that again. Friction is intentional, productive resistance. You can't move forward, build or create anything without it. In life, friction is the heavy weights we lift at the gym that tear down the muscles, so that it can grow back stronger. It's the difficult conversations you have with your partner to tune up your relationship or get your relationship back in harmony. It's the challenge of learning a new video editing software. It is uncomfortable, but it is entirely productive. But now as for stress, on the other hand, it happens when the amount of pressure applied exceeds the amount the person, the relationship, or the system can endure. See, stress is always going to be I shouldn't say always, but it seems to be hanging around, always just hanging around. And there's no benefit to it, because usually when you're stressed out, it's about something that you can't solve. It's not like going to the gym lifting weights with the plan of I'm gonna build up muscle mass or things like that. You got a plan. The friction of the lifting of the weights or the exercises, the friction of that is what's gonna make you better. This stuff don't make you better. It stresses you out. You get high blood pressure, all kind of stuff. Now let's check this, just to give you an example of what I'm talking about. If you take a drum and strike the drum head with a sledgehammer, you don't get a louder or a better tone from the drum. You break it. You break the drum with the sledgehammer. Like being an audio technician like myself, if you running an audio signal too hot, into the mixer, it doesn't sound better. It clips, distorts, and ruins the recording. It sounds extremely bad. So in life, stress is waking up every day carrying a financial burden you have no strategy to fix. See, that's what stress does. It's a problem you can't fix, but it ain't going away. It's just going to stay right there. So that's the difference. I want us to understand that. Stress doesn't build muscles. It grinds down your bones, though. It gives you high blood pressure. You get all kinds of different ailments from it. It isn't producing a spark. Matter of fact, what it's doing is burning down the house. You can control your growth with friction. You choose to step into the gym, have a hard conversation, or tackle the complex project. Stress usually feels like it's controlling you. Friction leaves you tired, but sharper, stronger, and more experienced. Stress leaves you depleted, anxious, and spiritually drained. We lost the benefit of the hustle. What happened when a person or a community no longer has to build from the ground up? When everything is handed to us fully assembled, we lose the critical thinking, the strategy, and the gift required to build something lasting. You know, I remember in growing up, my mother used to always have me assemble things. She got a new bookcase or an entertainment center. She would call me over to the house and I read the instructions and put the thing together. You know, nowadays it's delivered together. You know, you could pay for it, you know, but if you can't, you know, of course, they still send it to you just like that where you got to put it together. But my point is that if you're not working that muscle memory, you know what they say, you don't use it, you lose it. Now, let's just give you another example. Let's relate it to music. Let's say you can push a button on a laptop and have a perfect quantized drum loop, perfect beat. But the real soul of a track comes from the slight imperfection of a human hand hitting the drum or sliding on a trombone. You know, luxury sanitizes the human experience and removes the soul. So there's an illusion to connection. We have thousands of dollars that we put into technology, and we have in our pockets $1,000 smartphones that can connect us to anyone in the world. Yet we have more isolated, and we are more isolated than ever. We might have 5,000 friends online, but we don't know the name of our neighbor living 3 doors down from us. Luxury makes us look inward at our own pleasure instead of outward at our community's needs. If your house is perfectly climate controlled, you know, in the summertime, you got, it's nice and cool in your house and your fridge is full, it's very easy to become completely blind to the systematic issues happening right outside our window. I want to challenge my listeners today to introduce into your lives intentional friction. Bring it back, intentional friction into your lives. Fasting isn't just about food, y'all. You can fast from screens. You can fast from conveniences and comfort. Stepping away from luxury forces you to reconnect with your spiritual center. Now, as we close out today, this 15 minutes is just about up. I want to leave you with this challenge. Look at the conveniences you rely on every single day. Are they tools that help you build, or are they blindfolds keeping you asleep? True transformation doesn't happen in like a circular motion. It happens in the trenches. Don't let your luxuries rob you of your edge, your awareness, or your connection to the people who need your wisdom. Head over to our social media page and let me know what your thoughts are. What is one of the modern luxuries or conveniences you feel has made us weaker as a society? Let's talk about it. I'm Omari Jahi. Keep your eyes open, protect your drive, and I'll catch you right back here Monday for a special week of conversations. Next week's topics will be entitled For Your Third Eye Only. Until then, I'm Omari Jahi, and you have been in the mix.
Take care of your mind, take care of your health, and we'll be back in the mix tomorrow at 12 noon. Till then, peace out.